on the run. Leave the hand on the gun. Can't trust anyone. Okay, she comes in, she gives you a hug. She feels frail, like she passes something medical, and I'm giving her a hug. She kind of smells like a hospital. Okay, she gives you a hug and says, "The music, you can hear me through the music." I think there's a song that reminds you of her. She seems like she really is. She says you have dreams of her since she's ended up passing. Bring her the rain. Country music. Music with feeling. There's a huge music correlation here. So much music. That's fine. I'll read whoever you want if you do mediumship. Yes, not from the hospital or sickness though, right? Okay, hold on here. Okay, she goes, Denise, you hear your name being called. No one's around, right? Yeah, that's us. You're clairaudient. Okay, so, hold on. Okay, which was telling me she was coming in clairaudible ways too. She tells me it was a decline that I take partial responsibility for. I don't feel like I could breathe in to get enough oxygen. Hold on. She goes, I passed before my time. She goes like this. She's having a conversation. There's a couple people in a group, and then she just drops, and she looks back at herself and goes, okay, bye, girl. Didn't expect her to go. Boom, straight down. Okay, she goes, it was like a, she keeps emphasizing it's a decline, but it's a slow but quick decline. It's a very aware of what's happening in the last few moments. But she goes, I'm like, what's around you? She goes, my stuff. So maybe we're at home. Maybe we're somewhere she's comfortable. She's around her stuff. She's very audible, so I see less, hear more with this spirit. Okay. Ooh, she goes straight down, has me bawling. She's working on it. She's working on it. Hold on. I have so many goosebumps. She goes cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, down. And she looks back at herself and says, okay, girl, bye. Like, didn't even expect you to go. Like, okay, I was like right in the middle of that conversation. How'd she pass? Bring her in the rain. I don't know who she is to you, but holy crap. She like sings with your soul right now. The worst is over now, and we can breathe again. Yeah, gotta know. Oh! Alright, hold on. Pushed or fell in a grinder at her work. The worst is over now. Remember when she said it declined? It went like this. It like filtered her. Oh my God. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm like, I just see it. Like, what's happening? Oh my God. Question. Does she wear headphones at work? Was she listening to music when this happened? Was she listening? She said yes, she listens to music. Was she listening to her radio? She was listening to her headphones. Damn. Ugh. I think she fell. I think all she heard was the music. Damn. She had us right on that audio stuff. Oh. I'm like, I keep hearing music. The worst is over now, and we can breathe again. Ooh, because I'm broken. Ooh, yeah. What's around you? My stuff. She didn't say another person was around her, and she takes partial responsibility. I said, what's around you? She goes, my stuff. Not another person. There's a partial responsibility. There's a straight down. She acknowledges being distracted. Simple mistake. Maybe you get pulled in. Maybe it's a decline. I'm like, I go to hug her and she's really cold, like she just came from the hospital or something. I don't even know what I was smelling for that. Holy crap. Take partial responsibility. Yeah, I think. So here's another thing. I'm going to tell you right now that just because, no shoulda, woulda, couldas are allowed beyond heaven's gate. However, I will continue. Coulda Joe Schmo hit the fucking button? Sure. He was like in shock of what he was seeing. When you're in shock of what you're seeing, you're already seeing it happen, and then it's just filling your nightmares. Okay, so I feel like I'm like, when I'm thinking about could this have been prevented? No shoulda, woulda, couldas. Could someone have just been like, and then helped? Maybe. Someone's like, froze. Yikes. Love it though. Love the spice. Love the spice. Who is this to you? I don't know who this is to you, Denise. She said today is 17 years. Yeah, and of all the days I come on here, and today is 17 years. It's your mom? Damn it. And today happens to be the anniversary of her passing. Wow. And I love how you're like, it's not medical. I'm like, okay, we'll see. Because I see it just... No pain. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say something that I've never said before, but listen, I've gotten a new perspective on life and death lately. If anybody knows what I've been going through in my personal life, which I won't say over a recording right now, but I've gotten a little new perspective on life and death. Fear creates adrenaline. Panic creates adrenaline. I would tell you that adrenaline outweighs pain. Was she in pain? No. She's like, okay, my stuff, what am I doing? What the fuck? I'm not going to say she passed afraid, but we passed with enough one among. But there was no pain. There was no pain. I have to say it. I usually don't get so graphic, but I have to. Thank you, friend. That hurts my heart, but I love your mom. Hurts my heart to see that fear outweighs pain. If you're afraid enough at the end, for just a split second, if you're confused enough at the end, if you're stimulated enough at the end, if you're surprised by how you're passing enough at the end, you don't feel anything. Let me tell you, these readings are getting tough on me.